Welcome to another round of PSGL League Racing. This is going to be the last race of 2025. With only 4 races left in the season, the championship is heating up at the front. We're currently in P6, 8 points behind P1, but let me tell you, we're gonna finish much higher at the end of the video. We're gonna jump on board with our first lap of the session. As we come around the final 2 corners, it is going to be a 14.2. It's a decent banker, but we definitely have to improve.
Needs to be faster. Also, I didn't spend too much time on quali. Spend the morning working on race pace instead. I wanted to feel confident in the race, so there's time in the third sector. There's 2 tenths in the third sector easily.
And I remember making a lot of mistakes in the second and third sector, so there's definitely time to find. But Mexico being such a short track and with so many high-speed corners, the gaps are going to be incredibly close. And the exit out of every corner is going to be absolutely crucial. Heavy braking into turn 1, jump over this inside curve, and then the second one, be brave on the throttle, and look at that.
Holy peak.
2 tenths up going into the second sector. Can I maintain this momentum? Another heavy braking zone, but very technical section. You have to set up this second exit, but unfortunately we run deep. And that mistake has cost us so much time. So much time. We're barely gaining now. Only a few hundreds up on our banker lap. We have to send it in these last few corners, but fortunately in the third sector there's still time to be found. Smooth on the steering, taking the line, the path of least resistance, but unfortunately we actually lost time through that section. Nonetheless, send it. Unfortunately, we don't manage a good cut over the inside curb and through this hairpin slightly deep. A little hesitant on the brakes, but still a 10th up. And through the final corner, again, not aggressive enough on throttle, but still, it is a 10th and a half gained, but we did lose more than 2 tenths in sector 2.
That could have been a 0.8. You know what happened? I got too excited in the second sector. I was like, oh 2 tenths up, let's go. And then I just lose the rear. Oh my god, that second sector was so doo-doo. Look at the times though. That's crazy. P3 to P16 is only 3 tenths. Yeah. Yeah, if we get two tenths in, I think I'm top 5. Top 5 is what we will be.
But now, with only 1 minute left on the clock, it's gonna come down to this final lap. We're down in P9, but I suppose a lot of people are going to improve on this last lap. So time to risk it for the biscuit into turn 1. Remember, we had a really good exit out of turn 2. So let's see if we can manage to match that on this final lap. Gotta be confident on the brakes. Brake as late as you can. Vault over the inside curb, but not too bad. It doesn't compromise our exit too much. 300s down. In my book, that's pretty decent. And now coming up towards sector 2. Now remember, we had a lot of time in these 2 corners, specifically this right-hander. How well can we set this up? Unfortunately, again, so much understeer, not getting the car slowed down and rotated correctly. And again, through the double right, just slight hesitation has cost us some time, but we're still a 10th up, and that's not too bad. It's gonna come down to this final sector now. Can we find more time to the right and then the left? But again, I just feel like we lost so much minimum speed through the S section. Heavy braking, throw the car in, be brave. Unfortunately, we don't manage to get the cut right again. And it looks like we lost all of our time. And up to the line, 500s up, and it's now down to 300s. Yeah, unfortunately, the pressure got to me.
Fuck, man.
Any mistake here is huge because 1 tenth would have made the difference between P11 and P7.
Oh, could have been better. Oh, the times are so close. God damn, man. This is top tier racing. Yeah, I think race pace is where I'm gonna shine. I'm always faster in the race, but fuck, man. I wish I didn't lose that time in the third sector.
Good luck, right?
Thank you.
Just pay attention to turn 1.
Yeah, we're gonna be careful.
As for the race, it will be quite tricky to navigate this from P11. Contrary to what common sense might tell you, it's actually really difficult to overtake around Mexico, since everybody is going to be running very, very low downforce spec. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to scramble for a few track positions on this opening lap, take advantage of all the chaos, but I'm going to brake a little earlier, maybe a little too early, and I get overtaken by Gabriel, who sends it down the inside. And now Kryzix also gets the inside on the exit, and that's 2 positions lost on the opening lap. But you know what? I'd rather lose 2 positions on the opening lap than to not finish the race at all, because we got wing damage. And again, lots of rubbing, pushing into each other, and now the Ferrari is around the outside. Cars are moving all over the track. It's really, really hard to judge what's gonna come next. And now with the Ferrari still on the outside, for some reason, he decides to back out. Maybe an illegal overtake, or he just didn't want to go side by side through the S's. Not this early on. But the worst is pretty much done already. Now everybody's going to settle into a steady pace, and it's going to be a steady train all the way up until the pit window opens. And now our goal is to drive the best we can and manage our tires and battery and engine temps a little bit.
But people in front are pushing more.
And even though we can follow each other so closely in the stadium section, there's not much use to pushing flat out right now.
We are already at 3% advantage.
And by nursing our tires and only pushing when we need to, especially on the exits of these long straights, we're going to be able to keep building on that gap.
Think anybody's gonna attempt the 2-stop?
I don't know. We'll see.
We can go for an undercut, by the way. I can manage. You just tell me when. Really good wear, actually.
He's about 4.5.
And at this point, things were going really, really well. You can see the cars behind are kind of dropping back, and my tire wear was only about 4.5% a lap. But it is also the case for everybody else. Everybody is managing right now.
Gabriel is kind of slowing us down.
Our race pace has never looked better. But like I said, we have to be smart with how we tackle this race. And into the stadium section, Kryzix goes down the inside of the Ferrari.
We're fighting a lot in front.
And this is only going to benefit us, because if these two continue to battle and we wait for the right opportunity to strike, we can make it work, even in the DRS train.
I'll push a little more on this lap, 5%.
But we cannot afford to destroy these tires, because Mexico also has another glaring issue. The tires overheat, and when that happens, the car is just so hard to control. You start sliding more, and the more you slide, the more you overheat your tires, and the Ferrari goes off track. Exactly what I talked about. It is only lap 6, but it feels like the race has gone on forever. And Ferrari is the first car to dive into the pit box. Multiple cars actually going in.
It's already boxing? Okay, 2 stoppers.
2 stoppers, I think.
But no matter, we have done the necessary work in the first stint, and this is going to allow us to extend this first stint and have much fresher tires at the end of this race.
Okay, interesting strat.
But all the people going into the pit already have triggered other drivers on track to also opt for the 2-stop. But this is only going to benefit us. I'm confident in my pace, and I'm confident I can stay with the leaders fairly easily.
Yeah, we're going for the 1-stop. Yeah, should be careful with the engine temps. Getting quite hot.
And in the last lap, they gained 2 seconds.
Okay.
And just as we were discussing the optimal pit window, this happens.
Okay,
Oh.
we've got a full course caution. The safety car.
Safety car.
Okay, boss.
Okay. 2 stoppers just got completely fucked.
Okay, slow down. Oh my god.
Not really.
All the management we've done is kind of down the drain.
And now everybody and their grandma is going to try to dive into the pit box to put on a fresh set of hearts. This does complicate things a little.
We'll see a lot of double stacking.
I'm taking it very, very safe on the entry, because the last thing you want right now under safety car conditions is to get a front wing damage.
Take it a little safer. No, fine.
And somehow we just jumped Kryzix. But there were cars that opted to stay out on track. But still, we move up to P11 at the end of all this, basically back where we started. But on brand new hards, there are currently 3 cars on track with very old hards. We should be able to make quick work of them by the end of this race. But at this point, the gears were already turning, and we were discussing all the possible strategies to maximize our chances.
Let's see how fast the train is gonna move. That's the main concern. But even if we 2-stop, we still have to overtake all those guys, you know? We can do 3% a lap, right? 3% a lap? That's easy.
Yeah, 3% a lap.
With 24 laps to go, that's quite a heap of laps actually. We have our official target. Stay under 3% a lap, and we should reach the end of the race below 75% with a decent margin. Now, the hard part about this is to not get overtaken, but also keep a relative good pace while also looking after the tires. The hards don't really have the same overheating issues as the mediums do, but still, we're gonna have to be careful, especially on this restart. A lot of people are gonna try to go for moves early on, but the hards are quite cold right now. They're literally bricks on this restart. But like I said, our advantage lies in our management, our race pace. So the plan is simple. I'm just gonna lay low, let the guys in front of me duke it out for positions, and wait for the opportune moment when they are going to make a big mistake. And while we're at it, one of the McLarens in front has gotten a drive-through penalty, and that's race over. You cannot serve that behind a safety car, but it works in our favor. Another position gained, P10. But now it's about to heat up into turn 1. A lot of cars being aggressive, cars going side by side through turn 1 and 2. And whenever you do that, you just lose so much time, and it leaves you vulnerable to the cars behind. There's minor contact in front.
With the train, boys.
And now they're going side by side with Ryan Jacobs. I'm sensing that something major is going to happen. Ryan Jacobs goes incredibly deep, pushing the Williams off track. He completely outbrakes himself and actually gives the Williams driver front wing damage. And now this considerably slows down the pack, and look at the proximity arrows behind. We are getting swarmed right now. In these moments, when we're within a tenth and a half from each other, it's so close and so scary. And so far, staying out of trouble has really paid off. We just gained 2 positions for free after that safety car restart. And now again, both cars behind me are going side by side, and I'm trying to give the slipstream to Kryzix, but unfortunately the Red Bull goes around the outside, breaks deep, and manages to actually complete the move. Well played to him.
Now Max will attack the older tire.
Now, as you can hear Simone say, Max is now going to be on the attack against all the cars on slightly older hards. And those people are on way worse tires than we are. As silly guy goes for a send down the inside, I see it coming and I leave him some room on the inside, which turns into the outside for this corner. And now we are under threat from the Red Bull behind, and this is going to force us to go on the attack. You know what they say? The best defense is offense. And I was hoping that Belmont would be able to cause some chaos while overtaking the cars in front. And this is going to soften up the old hard runners a little bit, so to speak, so that we can have an easier time overtaking them. Maybe they'll have to use their tires, maybe use more ERS to defend. Either way, the plan stays the same. Wait for the opportune moment. And honestly, we didn't have to wait long, because going into second sector, Max breaks a little too deep and hits the Aston.
Really nice 2 position gate.
Okay, well, that just happened.
And that is going to bring out a virtual safety car because of all the debris strewn about.
Safety car needs to come in before we get to the pits.
No, we'll stay out,
Yeah. I just don't want the guys on older tires to get a free pit stop, you know? Yeah, of course we stay out, of course.
Yes, they're boxing.
Now, one of the old hard runners is going to box and get a cheap pit stop. In case you didn't know, boxing under safety car conditions is a really huge advantage because you don't lose as much time in the pits as you would usually.
Holy shit, how many people fucking retired from the race? What the hell?
Okay,
Now, on this restart, we're going to try to catch Ryan Jacobs a little off guard here because he does have 2 seconds to cover up in order to catch up to the train ahead. And now he has a little wiggle on the exit of turn 2. I'm going to get on the battery with the RS. He doesn't have it, but we're not close enough to make a move. But that's okay by me. We don't want to lose too much time to the guys ahead, so I'm going to stay behind and wait for the right moment to strike because he's the one that's under pressure. If I can just stay with him close enough in this middle sector, surely we can overtake him on the main straight, which is a lot longer than the short little straight we just had out of turn 2. Honestly, this has really worked out perfectly for us. Now all we have to do is stay inside that 1 second window and stay close enough so that we can go for an adequate move on the main straight. And you can just see how far we drop back because of the dirty air. The front just refusing to bite, but Ryan goes a little deep through this right-hander, and now again he goes slightly wide on the entry of the hairpin, and now we're right on his gearbox, and we're gonna try to get a better exit here, and we do. Now the gap is within 2 tenths, and we still drop back a little because of the dirty air, but with DRS, it should be no problem. And you can just see the lack of slipstream is absolutely disgusting. This is completely illegal, but Still, we get the move done, slightly better top speed, and the same low downforce package that we've been running, and now we are 1.2 seconds behind the lead train. I could not have asked for more.
Wonka, you can get the rest.
Yep. Leave it to me.
And now all this management, all the saving is going to allow us to push as hard as we can in the second sector because we have the margin. And we set a purple sector 1 in the process. In the space of 3 corners, managed to close out 3 tenths. The gap is now 8 tenths, 9 tenths to Takubi, and it's imperative that we go get this DRS. But in my mind, I had no doubts. I felt good, I was confident in the pace, and it was only a matter of time before I got back in. And honestly, this felt so good. This race, what an absolute banger to end the year on. And what a run we've had all season in PSGL F5. And I tried to go for a shorter line here up to the line for the fastest lap, maybe?
Wasn't fastest lap. I thought it was gonna be fastest lap. Ryan is saving or falling back? I have no idea. Maybe he just has trouble in the third sector.
And at this point, I felt like I had infinite pace. But again, the DRS train makes it so hard to overtake. Everybody is on low downforce. Everybody is super quick in a straight line. And everybody is burning overtake on the main straight, which makes this next overtake all the more impressive. I've been trying to poke around at Takubi for a couple of laps now, and I seem to notice that I gain ever so slightly on the exit of the last corner.
Like we had a better exit this time. Maybe we do have better top speed.
Yeah, you're a bit faster than him.
I want to attack Takubi, but I don't want to leave myself vulnerable to Ryan.
And like I said, overheating is a big issue around Mexico. If you overpush, you can give yourself a lot of extra tire wear, and tire wear was still a main concern for me.
For now, you will reach 66 by the end.
Ryan Jacobs out of DRS.
Because remember, we are fighting for the championship in this tier. Like I said, our pace was absolutely phenomenal. I was flying, and I think Takubi knows it too. If it starts to make mistakes, maybe suffering from the overheating issues that I just talked about. He goes a little deep here, he goes a little wide there.
Okay, you're 7% down without it.
I'll save where I can, but I'm gonna start pushing now.
And it didn't take long before an opportunity presented itself. With only 5 laps to go, we're sitting in P5, but look at how close we are to the back of Takubi's car. He has a little snap in the stadium section, and we managed to close up the gap on the exit of turn 1, but we're still 3 tenths back, and he's gonna have access to DRS. This is not going to be the same move as we did on Ryan Jacobs a few laps early, but just look at how much we're gaining on the straight. He's already flashing, he's out of ERS, gonna go defensive and then move back on a racing line. I'm gonna brake early. This unsettles his braking, and now we're gonna be on the outside, which turns into the inside for the next corner. We touch a little bit, and I almost lose the car, but then ERS back on, DRS wide open. It's a drag race down to turn 4, but he's out of ERS, remember, so he has to let this go.
Let's go.
Really nice.
And oh my god, what was that?
Try to get DRS now.
And like Simone said, now our main priority is to get back within that 1 second window, because without it, we're going to be vulnerable on the next straight. But look at how much time we just gained in the space of 3 and 4 corners.
Got it. Let's go. Let's go.
What an absolute baller overtake. That one I can be proud of.
Okay, 3 laps to go. Let's do this, guys. Wait for the last lap. Maybe something's gonna happen between Tom and Claudio. The tires are starting to get a little bit questionable now.
Now we're going to keep pushing till the end, but at this rate, it looks like this might be where we're going to settle for the rest of the day. Tom gets overtaken by Claudio on the last lap of the race. But like I said, due to the nature of the track, as long as you get DRS from the guy in front, you can basically never get overtaken. And I'm absolutely driving the wheels off of this damn thing, but it's not looking very good at this point. Still, we're gonna try for it. Last lap of the race, all or nothing, full battery. We've been saving tires the best we could in the last few laps, but unfortunately, no slipstream. As we come around the last sector once more, you can hear the fireworks in the distance, and what a race this has been. What a performance. From P11 to P4. I could not ask for a better result to end the year on.
Grazie, ragazzi. Oh my god, what a race. Holy.
Now with that performance, we have moved up to P3 in the driver standings, only 7 points behind P1. God, what a season this has been. And once again, I want to end the video by saying thank you for all the support you guys have given me since the very beginning. I have come so far in the last year, and I still have so much more I'd love to share with you. In case we don't see each other until then, I wish you happy holidays and a very happy new year. This is Formula Kai signing off, and I will see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.